Hi, good evening. It's Wednesday evening here. Let me just check whether is this going live. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's not going live yet. Okay, tonight's session will be saltwater cure. I know many of you has been asking about this topic. In fact, I see a lot of your questions. I see them, but a lot of those questions itself, I just ignore them, okay? All right, because I know if I answer one, okay, it will keep coming back again and again and again. So I really hope that tonight, okay, those of you who always have these questions, okay, relating to saltwater cure, if you are unsure, okay, if you are new into Feng Shui remedy, right, you want to know as in like, what is this saltwater cure all about, okay, how does it even work, okay, or why do I have to deploy this? Because different teachers, okay, or different practitioners, they will have different recommendations, okay, mainly for the 5 yellow and also the 2 black stars, okay. So why should I even, in a way, use the saltwater cure? So tonight is the night, okay, or the session where I'm supposed to share with you, in my opinion, okay, why do I choose a saltwater cure, okay, to do a remedy for the 5 yellow or the 2 black star instead of other remedies. Okay, doesn't mean that other remedies are not working, but I'm just comparing with you the fact, as in like, based on my research and based on my findings and also based on my so many years of deploying this particular saltwater cure, it's not the easiest way to deploy it because it needs work, okay? It needs effort, it needs work, okay? But if you are up to it, if you are up to put in the effort and do whatever it takes in order to make your life better, this will be, I will say that this will be the best cure for you, okay? But let's say if you want something simplicity, you want something simple, you just want like, oh my god, like so much work to do, okay, can't you just in a way like give me something is like easier, okay, like just buy something and just chuck it there and put it there on a good date and that's it, okay? I mean, then probably other remedies might work for you, okay? So tonight, okay, I welcome Q&A. If you have any questions, okay, Gong Yu is here, okay, Nicole is here. I'm not sure whether she can answer questions, but I'm sure she will try, okay? All right, and those of you who are my senior students, probably, someone say hi, please, okay? I don't see any comments yet, okay? I see the numbers is really getting up, okay? So please do say hi and see, let me know whether you can hear me clearly, okay? Just make sure that you can hear me clearly, you can see me clearly, because tonight I want to take this opportunity, okay? And to explain to you what saltwater cure is really all about, okay? Hi, Poching, hi, Gary. Angel, thank you, okay, thanks for your hi. At least I know that someone is there, because I see the number keeps going up, but it's like no comment yet, okay? So as usual, okay, hi Lester, I saw some of your questions, some of your concern, okay, thank you for being here. I know probably some of you are very new, okay, to follow my Feng Shui remedy. You just want to understand more about this saltwater cure, what exactly it is, okay, why do I have to deploy it, how does it work? So tonight will be the session for me to answer those questions, okay? Hopefully, I can finish everything in 1 hour's time, all right? If not, I will just extend it. As long as you're here, you've got questions, ask away, all right? I will ensure that I will answer your questions. Hi, that's in Sylvia, okay? Andrew as well, okay? Hi, okay? Thank you for tuning in. Rika Jane, okay? Chinwa, Trey Ling, okay? Angeli, okay? Ching Teng, all right? Nice to see you here. Dominic Chong, right? Thank you, okay, for your comment. Now, it will be really, really good if you can help me to share this session out, okay? Because I know, I mean, recently, a lot of people has been asking me every year, okay, about, oh, what is the auspicious time to remove the saltwater cure, which I've shared with you. It's supposed to happen on the 15th, okay, which has already passed. Hopefully, you have managed to use that day, okay? As I mentioned, I only got that day, okay, as a very good day. In fact, we removed ours on that day itself. If you have used that day, good on you. If somehow you have missed it, it's okay, right? Don't stress yourself, don't paranoid, don't be fearful, okay? Just, I have a list of spring cleaning days, okay, upcoming, okay? So if you have missed on the 15th, somehow, just choose any of the spring cleaning days that is convenient to you and remove your saltwater cure. All right. Hi, Lian. Okay, good evening to you. Ang Angie as well, Jimmy Lee. Minky Mango. All right. So I know some of your names here. I read your questions. Okay. I read your concerns. Okay. On my Facebook post. Now, a lot of times I do not, in a way, reply, okay, to questions, because also, to be honest with you, it's a lot of my time and also my team's time, okay, especially those informations that I have openly shared on my Facebook. All you need to do is just search for it, okay. You just need to, in a way, tap that magnifying sort of like, in a way, icon at the top of your My Facebook page, search there and search keyword, probably Jessie Lee saltwater cure. All these informations will pop up, okay, and then you can re-listen to them, okay. I know it's so much easier to ask, but the thing is, in a way, I do not like to pamper my students and spoon feed them, because we are talking about mastering destiny. So mastering destiny requires a lot of effort, okay. Yeah, people like Leanne, okay, I'm sure, okay, like Pauline and Trilling, Gary, all these my Soul's Journey student, I'm sure they understand this, okay. So, right, thank you, okay, for liking and sharing this out, okay. So tonight, saltwater cure. I really hope that you can, in a way, share this out on Facebook, so that hopefully after this, it's like no one will come again and ask me exactly the same thing that I have shared. All right. Hi, Jen Ho. Good evening. So now, saltwater cure. Many of you probably have heard it, okay, about saltwater cure from me. I've been sharing this for quite a number of years, okay, right? But again, okay, probably it's like some of the years I have not really shared into so detailed, okay, as in like every year I will try to, in a way, research, because I'm growing, I'm also, in a way, learning at the same time. So every year I want to, in a way, find more informations, okay, and deeper research, okay, to support the remedies that I deploy out in my, in a way, Feng Shui remedy. So tonight I'm going to talk about one of the very important remedy that I encourage, okay, everyone to at least, okay, in a way, install this particular remedy at home, okay. It is not that expensive, okay. It requires work, effort, yes, but it's not expensive, okay. In fact, you know, a lot of Feng Shui remedy out there, it is not cheap. Let's put it that way, okay. So what is saltwater cure? Now, generally, saltwater cure, okay, is a cure that I will suggest people, okay, to set this particular salt water, in a way, like remedy out on your 5 yellow location and also your 2 black star location, okay. But the most important is the 5 yellow. 2 black star is often, in a way, I will say that it is optional, unless on specific year that I find that, okay, like 2 black or illness star itself is something that is like important. Now, if you look back, I forgot that there was one particular year. I mean, can you just check for me? Is that, or you remember, any of you remember there was one year I asked everyone to deploy 2. I wonder what year was that? Is it 2020? All right, at least a few years ago, right, I requested people to at least put 2 saltwater cure instead of 1. All right, so you have to check back. I've forgotten which year was that. So mainly, most of the years, I only asked for 1, okay. And then this year also in 2024, all you need is just 1 saltwater cure. But in case some of you, okay, later I will say like exceptional to maybe some of you are more concerned about health and all that, you can deploy 2 saltwater cure, okay. So first of all, okay, yeah, Lim Mai Ling, can I put heavy weight metal instead of saltwater at 5 yellow? Okay, thank you for that question. I know a lot of people, in fact, has been asking me. I know there are some teachers out there, okay, with due respect, that in a way ask, okay, you to put heavy metal plates and all that. I'm not saying that it will not work, but tonight, that's exactly, okay, what I want to, in a way, share with you, to compare these 2 particular remedy itself, okay. I know like people like Leanne and all, okay, I think it's Susim as well, okay, right. Some of my students, they put a saltwater cure and they put the heavy metal weight together with the saltwater cure. That's the best. I would say that's the cleverest choice, okay, right, to make. I mean, best of both worlds. Why not? I mean, why want to debate which is better and which is like, in a way? I would say that heavy metal weight metal is just easier, okay, but for me personally, I feel that a saltwater cure will be much more, I would say, significant. That's my opinion. But I'm not saying that metal plate are not working, okay. So tonight I'm going to share with you why. Edward, you put both. Clever. All right. So now, first of all, saltwater cure. Okay, of course, based on the name itself, saltwater cure is made out of salt and water. Okay, so why do we need to even like do this? Okay, why salt? Why water? And it's supposed to help us to, in a way, mitigate, okay, or neutralize the 5 yellow aggressive energy or the 2 black star aggressive energy. Let's say, for instance, now every stars, if you are a student of mine, you know that every Feng Shui flying stars has its, I would say, positive and negative attributes, okay? Has its good at its best, or at its worst, okay, at the negative part, it will exhibit certain lessons. There's no good or bad. It's just that whether this stars is good or bad, it depends on how ready we are. If we are not ready, every stars is bad. Okay, if we are ready with breakthroughs, okay, we have lessened our fear, we have made a lot of breakthroughs, we heighten ourselves energetically with a lot of skill sets and talents or whatsoever, right? Okay, all this stars itself is supposed to give us an opportunity to polish all these talents and lessons even better. That's all. Right, but for people who are not ready, so whenever the 5 yellow or the 2 black stars comes about in our home, okay, it will in a way trigger certain lessons for us. So for us, let's say for instance, okay, I just want to pacify it. Right? Imagine your 5 yellow is the fiercest star out of all the 9 flying stars. Imagine this is like the king of the jungle, the lion. Every year, the lion resides in a different corner of your house. You just want to appease it. Okay, you don't want to trigger it. You don't want it to get too aggressive that it will bite some of the people in your household. So what you do is you will try to, in a way, put some remedy, hopefully that it makes peace or neutralize, okay, this particular lion or the most aggressive stars itself, okay, so that everything is more peaceful, let's put it that way. All right, so therefore, we want to set up this saltwater cure. So the purpose of it is actually to neutralize, okay, to help us to, in a way, okay, appease the energy of these certain sectors itself, so that eventually the chi or the lessons that needs to come to us, it doesn't come into that aggressive, okay, so that we can slowly understand the lesson, slowly learn the lesson one step at a time. It doesn't come like everything together. So remember, at the end of the day, if you go into a spiritual path, or in other words, okay, the energy path, Feng Shui is about energy. I Ching is about energy. Everything that you talk about, astrology or astronomy, is all about energy. Okay? So when it comes to energy, you know that life and death, birth and death, okay, it's all part of energy. In Chinese, we call it 生老病死, okay, right, ever since birth, okay, and then in a way, getting old, all right, getting sick and dying is a part of process, is a part of the cycle, okay, of life itself. It is something that is inevitable, okay, we cannot, in a way, I would say that, miss it. Everyone needs to die eventually. Okay, so at the end of the day, is that 5 yellow itself is just that, in a way, it teaches the lessons of life, the lessons or the law of the universe. Okay, so when it appears in a certain corners of our house itself, okay, sometimes too aggressively, the people are not ready. Okay, the people are not ready of like even learn the simple lesson of letting go. You know, everyone talks about letting go. This is the final month of 2023. I mean, final month of the rabbit year. Let's not talk 2023 because obviously it's 2024 now, okay? It's the final month of the water rabbit year, right? So it's supposed to have a lot of letting go, a lot of releasing ourselves. That's why you have spring cleaning, okay? Like in a way, clearing our home, clearing our house and all these things, okay? In order for us to get ourselves ready for the new year. Hi, Mr. Lim, okay? Right, you and Serene enjoy Kathmandu and Nepal, okay? Then, alright, but people, in order to learn about letting go, so at the end of the day, you do your spring cleaning. You're supposed to clear your house, and then you see, alright, all those things that you have bought over the years. Oh, this one, I think keep lah. Oh, this one, oh, keep lah. Oh, these clothes, I hardly even wear, even though you can't wear, but keep lah. Everything keep, you see, you can't even let go. So how are you going to learn this lesson of letting go? So when the 5 yellow or the 2 black stars comes in, or these aggressive stars, it is supposed to, in a way, expedite that lesson, teach us that lesson. But for people who are not ready, right, okay, when these things comes in, if we do not neutralize it, we do not appease it, we do not keep control or manage it, right, suddenly the lessons can come in a sense of like, in a way, you can, in a way, lose your job. You can, in a way, probably have someone die, your loved ones, or sickness or whatever, or you lost something that's truly valuable to you. All this is supposed to teach you the lesson of letting go up, because eventually it's going to happen, all right, in life itself, all right, it's part and parcel of the law of the universe. It's a law of the book of changes. This is part of the law. So the thing is, when the 5 yellow comes in, it's supposed to expedite that lesson, but we are not ready. So therefore, people cause this bad luck. Okay, everything comes in a way concurrently, very bad that particular year itself. So yeah, they call it. Okay, so therefore we want to appease the 5 yellow. It's not to say that we are not learning the lesson, okay, but yes, we want to learn it, but we want to slowly learn it. Don't come all together, please. Okay, so I gently, in a way, appease you, put something there to neutralize you, give me to learn my lesson one step at a time. Okay, so that it doesn't come overwhelmingly. You lose your job, you lose your loved ones, okay, like you lose your valuable, your house got burned down or whatsoever, everything comes together, okay, it might be a bit taxing for us. So that's the purpose. We want to set up a cure for this aggressive stars. So all this part, I hope you understand. All right, then the next thing is, why saltwater cure? Like someone, Lim Ai-ling just now have said, okay, we can put metal plate, we can put probably some trinkets. People sometimes put the Feng Ling, you know, the wind chime and other things. All these things in a way can be placed easily. I just buy and put it there, okay, on a good date. It's so much easier. I know, right? Okay, everyone wants convenient, everyone wants things easier. But based on what my understanding of it is, like, I just buy some dumbbell, my kids can use it for exercising or build up their muscles or whatever, and I put it at 5 yellow extra ones, okay? It's not expensive, it's easy, chuck it there and everything will be fine. But to me, it's like, what is the logic behind the dumbbell? Yes, you say that this metal plate, because it's made of metal, and it's supposed to be like earth produce metal. 5 yellow is earth, produce the metal. The more metal you put there, okay, the weaker the earth is going to be. That's why you, in a way, appease your 5 yellow. It's not wrong, right? But imagine your house. Now, I look at my big metallic fan, okay, right, which is on the floor. The whole fan itself, okay, and then these 2 TV stand that I have right in front of me, together with these 2 lamp stand, okay, and my stand for my camera in front here, all this add on together, chances is it will be definitely heavier than that particular metal plate that you put there. Then it's like, what's the point of that metal plate? Okay, isn't that, it's like my house in a way, how many, like in a way, concrete ceilings, okay, how many, they say the pilings and everything, you know that behind all the walls itself, it is filled with metal, okay? So if this is like your whole house is protected because all these metal bars, okay, that is inside your concrete, like walls and all these things, right, okay, right, all these things, especially your condo, your staircase, everything, right, they have these metal bars inside them, you know. If that's the case, it's like everything got metal chi, okay? That's why nowadays, if you go into our house, right, in a modern built house, is not built of wood, you know. Mainly internally, there's layer and layer of metal bars. So that's why you go into an empty house, right, okay? When you speak, right, you can hear the intensity, okay, of that metal echo. It's not even an echo, it's a metallic echo, you know, inside a new house. So if that's the case, the house is protected, why are we afraid of 5 yellow anymore or 2 black star, okay? So now the thing is that, then Jessie, why do you use saltwater cure? Then a lot of people say that saltwater cure is crystal, okay? Isn't that earth? You put one big pile of earth there, isn't that in a way going to like further, in a way, enhance the earth itself? Now, that is a purpose that how or why, okay, this particular Facebook Live needs to come to life, okay? Now, first of all, we need to understand that salt, okay, is we call it like sodium or natrium. It's the same thing, you know, like sometimes science, that's why I like, you know, sometimes science is so confusing, right? Okay, right? So sodium and natrium, okay, or natrium chloride is actually sodium, okay? So in a way that is just the word, okay, in the scientific word itself, it is put Na there as natrium. But sodium, you search about it, sodium or natrium is the same thing. And salt is actually a sodium chloride, or you can call it a natrium chloride. And now, if you look at it, okay, sodium chloride or natrium chloride itself, right, okay, almost half of the content of the salt itself is made of sodium. And sodium, if you search about it, it is metal, you know, okay? So you see that all the salts that we have, the particle in the salt itself, okay, right, I think if I'm not mistaken, was it like 40%, okay, at least 40% of it, okay, it is of sodium. And this sodium is actually a high alkaline metal. Okay, it's a high alkaline metal. Okay, so like in a way, salt water and other things, right? Okay, it's supposed, without the reactions, right? Okay, it's supposed to be alkaline. Okay, so you see that, okay, this particular sodium is also a highly reactive metal. Highly reactive, right? It has high reactions, okay, with external sort of like environment. If you put a pure sodium, not salt, a pure sodium onto water itself, right? It can be explosive one. Okay, a pure sodium. It has that in a way, like your sodium bicarbonate, like your, how to say, it's like your baking powder and all these things. It can be explosive one, you know, in a way that you put it in, it can bubbles and it can vomit, okay, all these things. It has a chemical reaction to it, all right? So therefore, firstly, you have to understand, salt, even though overall it feels like it's crystals, that is like you automatically place it under earth, but sodium chloride, okay, is actually, in a way, sodium are made of metal. And you know that in salt itself, okay, almost 40%, correct me if I'm wrong, okay, someone just Google this, okay, and in a way probably share it in a link, okay, Wikipedia that talks about sodium. All right, so sodium itself in a way is a highly reactive metal, alkaline group, and you know alkaline, everyone is talking about alkaline right now, right? Okay, you want to drink alkaline water, right? You want things to be alkaline. You want your body to be more alkaline than acidic, okay, in order for you to have a better health, okay? So here, okay, in terms of like the sodium, this is part of it. Another thing is like in a way, okay, then salt itself, then why do I need to add water? Why do I need to add the coins into it? Yes, the coins are symbolically later. I will show you exactly how to build your saltwater cure. But firstly, you need to understand, when I put a lot of salt, and I place water and metal into it, like your coins into it, it triggers a reaction, okay? Right, it triggers a reaction. That's why at the end of the day, you will see that those of you who practice saltwater cure before, okay, you will see that by the end of the year, right, your saltwater cure will have a lot of reactions going on, that as if that your salt, okay, have grown and cover your whole entire vase one, okay? Right, now you will say that this is reactions. Chemical reactions means that the salt the salt got dissolved in the water, it get evaporized, okay, and then in a way it has a reactions happening to the air particle in that surrounding metals, okay, surrounding area, and the ions of that salt water itself in a way connects with all the negative ions particles in the air, okay, and make or transform itself into salt particles again. It means that when this is keep on doing, it automatically serves almost like a purifier. You know, when the water itself, when the high, the high condensity, okay, of salt, okay, water, and you put in the coins is actually as a catalyst of expedite this rusting process. Because once you have metal inside the salt water cure, okay, it creates like the salt water cure now becomes like hydrochloric acid. They have a bit of acidic element into it that builds to corrode this particular metal element. And when that thing happens itself, right, okay, is highly reactive, okay, the elements inside this particular, I would say, concoction, right, becomes like highly reactive, okay, and therefore you have a lot of like release of like in a way like positive ions and negative ions, okay, onto the surrounding, okay, just like your waterfall, around your waterfall area, or you go to the seaside area and all that, okay. So when this particular movement is happening, when all these particles of the ions particles are reacting with the air in that area, okay, it will get connected again and it will in a way condense back again to become salt, okay. And when this happens itself, right, you will see that's why the salt almost like it crawl out from your vase. It crawls out and it condenses by the side of your vase. Sometimes it goes on the floor, and it will, if you allow your salt to be near your wall and all these things, or near any cabinets, right, it might crawl or creep onto your cabinet. It just tells you that a reaction sort of like process is happening. And this reaction process itself is what we call a neutralizing process. Just like air purifier, your ionizer, okay, right, your Himalayan salt lamp and all that, it's supposed to purify the airs for you, okay. So now, if you don't understand it, okay, you see, in Feng Shui, we do not want to do controlling factor. We don't want to like in a way, oh, if earth is the element here that I want to manage, why not I just use wood, like counter it or control it, then I clash it, then no problem. Now in Feng Shui, we want harmonizing. So we do not use a controlling factor, okay? So we use a neutralizing factor. And this neutralizing factor, okay, one of the example that I can show you now is like your headphone. Nowadays, everyone use headphone, right? Okay? So if you look at this, okay, right, the process of how noise cancellation work, okay, with a certain headphone, with a noise cancellation sort of like, in a way, works on the noise cancellation sort of like technology, let's put it that way. You see, headphones have two types. Right, the traditional type is that you muffled, okay, it's like it's so tight that it's in a way you muffled the whole ear itself that you cannot hear the noise outside, okay, that's one of the way. And another modernized way is they use the noise cancellation technique. And this voice cancellation technique itself, okay, it means that, now you see, the outside wave is the blue color one. Okay, we play it one more time, as you can see here. Now, the blue color is the outside noise, or you get the 5 yellow, 2 black star, whatever energy is on the outside, okay, right, coming in, that creates that noise. So the microphone, what it does now is it generates a waves, okay, out of this. So from here is that wave is the reaction of your saltwater cure, okay? It's a purifying sort of like, in a way, chemical reaction, let's put it, a purifying chemical reactions that is mainly used, okay, or mainly consists of sodium, which is a high reaction alkaline metal. Search about this. This is also, I think, it's like what? The 6th most abundant metal on earth itself, okay? So when we use that sodium sort of solution, okay, in terms of like the saltwater cure itself, the solutions of the sodium has a high intensity of sodium, which is also of metallic sort of like metallic sort of like energy, okay? And we put in that metal coins is to expedite, okay, that process, okay, of like, how to say, evaporations or process of reactiveness. And that it comes in, you can replay this and you can see that it comes in as the red wave. It means that this microfoam now becomes your saltwater cure. And it admits, okay, that red wave now that comes out from the microphone, okay, that in a way neutralize, it balances up the outside wave. When the two waves combine, okay, it neutralizes it. That's why once you use this technique, you cannot hear the outside sound anymore because it's not controlling it, it's not clashing it, it neutralizes it. All right, so this is the same, I would say, theory that how the saltwater cure is supposed to work. It neutralizes the external negative aggressive elements of the 5 yellow chi that we can't see, okay, that resides in certain corners of our house, okay, that we use the saltwater cure itself, okay, in a way to neutralize this particular aggressive chi, okay. Make it peaceful, okay, make it peaceful so that it will not harm us anymore, okay. And then you see that, okay, let's say if you say that, oh really, does it work? How do you know it really neutralizes it? Now, even though if you say that, okay, it's not neutralizing it, when you have a big pile of salt that have this salt water, then keep on chemically in a way having reactions, definitely there's reaction, or else you won't see that it grows out from your vase, right? And this reaction itself, look into histories of salt, okay, search about histories of salt. It is so important, like this word salt itself, okay, that in our modern days itself, right, okay, how is it stuck? Is everything okay? All right. So in our modern world itself, right, even our word, we work so hard for what? We work so hard in our life. For what purpose? We work so hard for what? Salary, right? Like all of us work so hard for the money, right? And this money comes in the form of salary. Now, if you look into the origin words of salary, okay, itself, okay, it comes from the Latin word of salt, S-A-L, okay? And that means salt. Because in the olden days, salt is so highly precious thing, you know? Right, the soldiers and all these things, they work, or in a way, they give their life, okay, in order to exchange, okay, salt. Because salt is like the fundamental, one of the most important thing in life itself, okay? And you know, in ancient China, in ancient Egyptian and all that, mummifications, you know, salt is highly sought after because it has a high, I would say, purifying sort of like energy, okay? That's why in Taoism, right, okay, for Chinese Taoism, the origins of like how people who practices Feng Shui and all these things, right, one of the rituals that the Taoists do is they will sprinkle salt into the corners of your house as a process of purification and cleansing. Like those of you, I'm not sure if you have heard about this before. Those of you, if you've heard, you know, they actually in a way sprinkle like cha, mai, yim. Okay, so they have salt, they have like in a way tea leaves and also some rice, okay, and they will sprinkle to every corner of your house as a ritual of cleansing. When they do exorcism and any rituals of exorcism, they will also sprinkle salt and rice itself, okay, as a process of exorcism. And ancient Egypt itself, you know that part of mummifications, they use these things that is called what? I forgot the name. I think it's like called what? Natron or something. Okay, you check about it. Natron or nephron, can someone check for me? Is it natron or something? Okay, it's actually another word of this natural salt, okay, that they use salt to dehydrate, okay, the body. Dehydrates the body in a way to extract all bacteria causing moisture from the body itself, so that once there's this natron, okay, natron is this kind of salt, okay, that it extracts all the moisture from the body, and this moisture in a way contains the spread or the spread of bacteria. So they use salt to extract this, okay, so that the body now can be in a way mummified and maintained, okay, right? It's, I would say, physical body for thousands of years. Those of you who've been to Egypt with me, you know, right? And then that's the Chinese do what? Ham yu, right? The salted fish. So this process is using salt itself in a way, okay, to purify, to in a way like purify, or I would say, people say all this dying process. Dying process means like if your body, it will like, how to say, 晦氣啊，晦氣 means all this negative chi that eats up your body, that it will decay. But with salt there, okay, it will prevent this process. The body will not decay. And salt can do that, okay, right? It has that material. So if you look at even Japan itself, right, if you go to Japan, okay, because it's like we have a plan going to Japan this year, and you know Japan is famous for like sumo wrestlers, right, okay? So if you look at sumo wrestlers and all that, before they get into the ring for every fight, okay, or during every interval, okay, or rest, they get back into the ring, right, they will sprinkle a handful of salt, okay, in the ring itself, okay, as a form of purification. And that is the history of salt, because salt tells us that it's a high use element over ancient times, even up to now, as a form of purifications, cleansing, okay, of energy, right? So therefore, it's like in a way, okay, so you know that, like say, like the word like celery comes from salt. The words, if I'm not mistaken, even salvations, okay, come from salt, okay, like salvations in Christianity and all these things itself, it comes from the Latin root word of sol, which is salt itself. So now we understand that, first of all, the importance of salt, all right? So we have to understand that. And you know that when we set up the saltwater cure, this is how it's going to work. And if you do more research, right, sodium itself, or salt, just like not even pure sodium, okay, pure sodium itself, it will explode in water and it will give a yellow flame. Even salt, you Google, table salt, when it is burned, it gives out what color flame? It gives out yellow color flame, all right? So, I mean, this one, yes, you can say in terms of like sign, 取像, images, imagery. So when you burn salt itself, right, it transforms, the fire transforms, it burns the yellow flame, which is the, again, used to appease, okay, the 5 yellow. That's why you see like natrium chloride, okay, or in a way table salt or whatever, right? You search, when table salt is burned, what flame it actually in a way gives out. Because every flame with different metal element, it gives different colors one. Last time, you know, like chemistry in the lab, chemistry lab, you do all this sort of like experiment, right? And sodium burns into yellow flame. Right, so now you understand, okay, why salt, okay, why salt in a way, also the relationship or the reactions with salt and water, okay, right, when you put it there, okay, it pulls away natrium and chloride, pulls it away so that it can evaporate and in a way forms, okay, have another reactions with all the, I would say, the oxygens or whatever that's in the air itself, okay, to actually form. That's why over 1 year, the chances is this saltwater cure of yours becomes acidic. It will become very acidic because there will be a high intensity form of hydrochloric acid, okay, right? So in a way, that's why it's like your metals and everything is like, in a way, it has already been like rusty and all, some of it even green color and all that. But that's the purpose we put it in, because we want it to be a catalyst. The coins or the metal is supposed to be a catalyst to expedite this chemical reaction so that more reactions, more purifications can happen in that corner. So I hope this part you understand. So once you understand, then the next thing is like, okay, then how to set up a saltwater cure and what do you need? This is very important. Don't play the video first, okay? First thing is you need to get the right vase, the big container. The vase needs to be correct. You know, every year, that's why I ask people to share with me your saltwater cure. And this year I saw that as if like, there's one saltwater cure that looks like a bowl. Okay, I'm not sure, okay, because of the angle or whatever, but it really looks like the bowl that we used to eat, like the kai kong wun, like that, you know. Now you see, if you want to put just a small little container of salt and it's a dry salt without water, there's no reaction is going to happen, you know, okay? This is just like a jar of salt that you put in your kitchen that you use during your cooking. So there's no reaction. So please don't do things like this. If you want to set up a Feng Shui saltwater cure, set it up correctly. So now I'm going to share with you. Firstly, you have to use the right vase. And the right vase needs to be of glass jar. Glass. Not metal, not plastic. Glass, not porcelain, glass. I repeat myself so that next year Nicole is like, yes, make it very clear. So that chances is next year, I give up on doing this saltwater cure Facebook Live anymore. I can just in a way download this and upload it again so that it repeats itself. Okay, so I'm sharing with you here, okay, how to set up saltwater cure for 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027. So at least I can take a few years of break. Okay, so remember, what type of vase that you need to use? Glass, not porcelain, not plastic, not metal. How big is your vase itself depends on your house. If your house is about 1,002 square feet, okay, now my house is 2,000 over square feet, I use a relatively big jar with a big open mouth. There's no point if you use the jar this big but the mouth this small. There's no point. You see, we want that reactions to happen to have a surface level to, in a way, contact with the air as much as possible, right? So the opening of the mouth is important. If your jar is this big and your mouth is this small, it doesn't help because the contact with the air or the external environment is only this big. So it's not going to help. The bigger the mouth or the opening, the better it will be. And we want to use a round jar, not a square one. Why? This is imagery because round represents matter chi, square represents earth chi, triangle represents fire chi. Example, fire produce earth. We do not want triangle. Okay, we use a square. Square is earth, sort of like a shape. We do not want to enhance, so we use a round shape because round represents metal. Very good. I know some of you will be like, Jessie, you're talking like as if that you're a kindergarten teacher telling your students one by one. I know, okay, but trust me, right? Very soon the questions will come all over again, right? And they will ask the same thing. All right, so this one later, right? Okay, Chetra, right? I will go through everything as precise as possible and I will answer all these questions like that Kong Yu will answer as well, and he will pick up whatever that needs to be addressed openly. He will pick up for me. So remember, jar is very important. All right, so if you use your mug like this, you use this to make a saltwater cure, please forget about it, drink it. Seriously one, it's not going to help. All right, so you need substantial amount. Let's say for instance 1,000 over square feet, at least this big I would say, okay, the jar itself, or tall with a mouth at least this big, right? If you have like a few thousand square feet per level, at least the mouth needs to be at least this big. The bigger, the better. Cannot find how? Cannot find is your problem. How come other people can find and you cannot find? You see, setting Feng Shui cure is like mastering life destiny. All right? Why some people are so successful and yet we are not? Is because other people go to do whatever it takes in order for them to make things happen. But for some of us, we have this mentality of like, but cannot find. Have you searched for it or not? You see, every year I share with you, if you're in Malaysia, where to search for it. Nowadays, you have Taobao lah, you have Lazada lah, you have Shopee lah. It's everywhere. Okay, so I will share with you roughly where they sell it. Okay, so if you still cannot find, then don't do. Okay, all right. I mean, if all this while you have not been doing it and everything is fine, then you don't have to do it. But if you have to do it, then do it with your best shot. Don't do it half-heartedly. Don't do it like halfway. It's a waste of time. Okay, so now show the vase. Right, I'm going to excuse myself. I'll be here. Everyone. Okay, you listen to this. I'm at Pudu Ria HQ here in Jalan Chan Sao Lin, Jalan Empat Chan Sao Lin. So those of you, if you're looking for the vase for your saltwater cure, now most of the time I'll get it here. Now I used to get it in IKEA, but they already run out of stock. And most of the time I go and check, they don't have the right appropriate size. But here in Pudu Ria, the people here are very friendly. Okay, all right. So here you can actually, if you want, you can actually try and get it here. Plus they have plenty of beautiful flowers. Now for this round, okay, I couldn't find the long cylinder type, okay, which normally I would use at home. But this time round, they have this round vase, which is very suitable. Now if your house is like not that big, probably it's about like 1,000 plus 2,000, it is okay for you to use the smaller vase itself. But let's say if you want to have a bigger impact or a bigger effect, right, I would suggest you to use this. Now this is selling at 206 ringgit, all right, and the smaller, slightly smaller one is selling at 156 ringgit. All right, so I'll be getting this for this year, but I want you all to remember, now try not to get those which is too small. Now a lot of times people make mistake is, okay, when they actually get the vase which is too small, examples like this, If you can actually see the vase like this, which is too small, that is not recommended. Or any which is like smaller round vase like this is not recommended. So you have to get the big one, and this is all they have, you know, limited stock. So try to get your vase, set up your saltwater cure as soon as possible, and I will see you and share with you the dates very soon after this. All right. Okay. Right, so now you have listened to that, okay, you know where to get the jar. I mean, normally it's like if you go to any of your cities, okay, like wholesale flower places. All right, if you go to like major, last time IKEA used to carry them, okay, but after that IKEA don't carry the big mouth vase anymore, but you can check. Right, Malaysians, you can go to SFF, okay, right, what else? SFF is the one that we go to, right? Okay, there's a few of them, okay, a few locations. IKEA have it. If not, you go to the Pudu Ria, okay, which is in Chan Sao Lin area, okay, right? You can check about this as well. Now, I've given you where to get it. You might check it online as well, but you have to do the work, right? Remember, if we all keep on victimizing ourselves, oh, I can't do this, oh, I have no time to do this, I have no time to do that, it just tells us one thing. We do not want something in life bad enough. And success is, of course, definitely something that we want bad enough, right? I mean, if your progressions of your energy at home, okay, right? If you're, in a way, up-leveling yourself in your life, okay, or mastering your destiny is not something that you want bad enough, then, of course, you won't go all the way to do it, all right? So always remember, all these things, in the olden days, right, the teachers or the gurus will give their devotees or the students homework. The homework is, you have to do this, you have to get this. And then you will see, or she will see whether they will do their homework or not, how they will go and do whatever it takes and come back, okay, with whatever that's required. Then only they give them the next stage of informations, of educations, okay, of like things, okay, to in a way like they are ready for the next level of like wisdom, okay, and then they will give them the next nuggets. But nowadays, right, all these informations are given as what? As an exchange of energy. All right, I don't care whether you are my disciple or not, okay? As long as you pay me money, I give it to you. And in this way itself, right, what it does is it creates a lot of, in a way, spoon-fed students. Spoon-fed means that you just want to sit there theoretically to know everything, but you have no action to go and get things done. I mean, I can tell you, astrology cannot help you if you're functioning in this particular manner. As I always say, I mean, my students can be a small amount, but I want great students. I do not want just good students, because good students are mediocre. Okay, they are just in a way sitting around taking good as a comfort zone. All right, and good is always the enemy of great. All right, so remember, I want students who will do whatever it takes, break all barriers, break through, and in a way achieve the things that they want to achieve in their life. Alright, so all this homework are given to you. You want to do, you can do. You don't want to do, it is fine. Okay, but all this comes with, I would say, learning wisdom behind it. So now you understand the vase. You know you need to have big vase, not a small one. Those small ones cannot work. Don't use a small bowl. Don't use a small like beer mug or whatever. It's not going to work. All right. So you see, all the small onions, the small saltwater cure and all these things, right? It is popularized in Hong Kong. I know, I do have clients in Hong Kong. And you know Hong Kong, right, okay? Like their house itself probably is like, some of it is only 400 over 500 square feet. And then I have like clients at Hou Zhak. Hou Zhak means like, it's like considered like high-end sort of like a condo. It's only about 700 square feet. It's extremely small, you know. So imagine like so small the space, and you ask them to put a saltwater cure that is this big. I mean, that's not practical. So what they do is now they modernize the thing. Modernize by how? Put a small jar like that, like your, you know, the normal jar, your jam or whatever, peanut butter jam jar, you can make into saltwater cure. That one is only in a way buying hope. Okay, it's better than nothing. Your space already so small, you use this law, better than nothing law. But is it going to work in a way? To me, I mean, it's not going to work that much lah. But if your house is so small, it's still better than nothing. But once your house is like 1,000 square feet and above, right, okay, all these things please do not use. Now after you got the vase, then the next thing is you need to in a way know how to set up the cure. So remember, you need a vase. Secondly, you need to buy salt. The salt is, you can either buy, okay, the normal table salt, but I will advise you to buy the rock salt. You know, the coarse rock salt, the ones that in Malaysia they used to use the bagger chicken, like yim kok kai, the salt big chicken. All right, the big rocky one is so cheap. Okay, one big goonie sack itself is probably last time. Oh, the vase, all these are from previous years, okay, a few years ago. So the price are not the same. Everything in a way inflated in terms of price, okay? So you have to check out the price. And the salt itself, right, the last year we bought is like probably 20 over ringgit for one big goonie sack. It's like 40 kg or what, I've forgotten, okay? It's big, one big goonie sack, and normally it's like one big vase itself. I don't think we can finish it. We will have a bit of leftovers one, okay? So where do you buy it? You can go to NSK, okay? NSK, the wholesale one in like Kuchai or in Kota Damansara here. The Kuchai one is like almost definite you will get it, right? Big, huge bag, okay? So one big bag will be enough, all right? So if you go to all the table salt and all these things, right, you will need a lot. So just go and buy this one big goonie sack. It's like 20 over ringgit. Maximum is like what, 30 ringgit? Okay, it will be more enough. Okay, so if you have a smaller container, probably can share with someone, share with a friend or something. Okay, so you need this salt, you need the vase, and after that you also need 6 coins. Later I'll explain the coins. Now how to set. Remember, follow and listen and see how to set up so that you don't have to ask those questions anymore. All right, so now go to the video. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to actually set up the saltwater cure, okay? As you can see here, I've actually poured some salt into the vase itself, okay? But I'm not going to do the whole setup, okay? Because I'm not going to waste the salt. And I don't want to actually pour them out later on. But roughly, I'm going to give you an idea, okay, of how to really like, set this up. But the first, most important thing is get the correct vase. Now, I've seen numerous people who have gotten the vase which is not recommended. Remember, the first thing is it needs to be glass, okay? So, and the second thing, preferably it is transparent. Do not use plastic. Do not use any stainless steel or whatsoever. No plastic. Now, I have clients who actually use, those like chiller for beers and all the things, okay? Those plastic sort of like container where you chill your beers and all that, that is not usable. It needs to be of glass, transparent, and always focus into the openings of the vase itself, okay? So normally, if you can see here, this one has a wider diameter and opening compared to this. All right, so if you're staying in a normal apartment, condominium, about 1,002 square feet, this particular size will be perfect, okay? It will be good enough. As you can see, the diameter is almost about like a palm length, all right? But if you're staying anything about like 1,500 and above, 2,000, even 3,000 square feet per floor, okay? This is too small. Try to get a bigger one, all right? Because you see, the size of the vase needs to be in a way like, substantial enough for the size of the house lah, okay? So this is something that I brought from Puduria. If I'm not mistaken, it's about like 210 or something like that, okay? Yeah, I've forgotten the actual price, okay? So you can get it there. Normally, they have the cylinder type as well with a bigger opening, right? But it's just that sometimes now I go, it's like they don't have the stock. So always check it out. I used to get this from actually IKEA, but I've checked this few times itself. IKEA do not carry big vases, cylinder vases like this anymore that carries a big diameter. The small ones are not recommended. Okay, the openings needs to be big enough. All right, and then after getting the right vase itself, right, you have to ensure that you get the salt, okay? Now, what I have here is actually the salt, which is good enough and kind enough from Chang Feng, who volunteered to get for me, okay? Chang Feng from J Group. He got for me the table salt, the fine salt, the refined one, okay? Which is from NSK. One bag like this is 5 kg and it's 380. Now, to me, it doesn't need to be so expensive, okay? So you don't have to get fine table salt. You can actually get the coarse rock salt, okay? The one that they actually use for the salt baked chicken. So it's not for consumption, but it used to bake the chicken itself, okay? The rocky one, all right? The big coarse salt itself, right? I bought before in the wet market. One whole big gunny sack, about like 40 kg, is probably about like 13 ringgit, all right? Okay, so you can check it out. It will be much more economical. So remember, it doesn't need to be so expensive, okay? Because you cannot use the salt after the whole thing anymore. So what you need to do is like, once you have gotten all this ready, right? On the day and the time that I'll be sharing with you later on, make sure that you actually set up your saltwater cure, okay? All you need to do is like, you just ensure that you pour all this salt inside. Well, just keep pouring it until it fills up the whole entire vase itself, okay? So I'm not going to actually pour all the salt inside this vase and fill it up, okay? Because that will require a lot of salt, and at the same time, because I'm not setting it up now, so I don't want to take the trouble to actually pour it back out later on. But ensure when you pour it in, right, now you see, normally it will be very loose. You need to use something or use your palm of your hand to actually press it. So lever it down, press it so that it is compact. Because I want, okay, later on, after one packet, you press it until it's compact and then continue with another packet. Why is it so? Is because once you fill it up, and I want you to fill up at least up to the rim here, about 1 inch below the rim of the vase, about 1 inch. Okay, and make sure that it is pressed down and compact, because the reason is later on when we put the water in, right, chances of the salt, it will further sink in. All right, so if you find that it is sinking in, right, okay, you have to add more salt. Preferably once the salt is settled, it will leave about 1 inch gap, okay, to the rim of it. So the rest of here, it will be like filled up with water. It doesn't need to have a lot of water. You have to fill up until the water just covering the surface of the salt. That will be good enough, okay? And of course, during the live later on, I will also showing you what are the coins, okay, that you should be using and how you should be placing them, or why is it important and how does it work, okay? So I hope that, okay, you understand. Roughly, the most important thing is when you pour in the salt itself, right, press it in so that it is compact. All right, so if you have any questions, do drop it in the comment. I will try to attend to your questions, okay? And then now, let's go back to the live. Okay, all right. So now, okay, after, in a way, listening to the video, you know that, okay, you need to fill up the salt. And the salt, remember, you need to compress it. All right, compress it until almost to the rim of your vase, okay? Leave a bit, at least like 1 inch. I mean, if you want 2 inch or 3 inch, doesn't matter, okay? Just a few inches doesn't matter, all right? Just leave a few inches there, okay? Almost to the brim of your rim, the top of it, all right? And then you press it. And then after that, you slowly add water. Slowly add water in. But once you add water, the salt will sink. Okay, once it sinks itself, right, okay, probably you're only left with 3/4 of your whole vase. What you need to do is you add salt again, because you want a high concentrated of sodium chloride. We want a high concentrated sort of like salt water content. Okay, so once it sinks, after you add water, you add your salt again until it has firmly reached up to about like 1 or 2 inch from the rim of your vase itself. All of you following? So once it has reached there, okay, now you have to, in a way, prepare 6 coins. Why 6? Symbolically, this is symbolic. I mean, in a way, it's like you accidentally forgotten 6 coins. You put 7, can or not? Can, no problem one. You put 2 coins, can or not? Also can, no problem one. Now, the purpose of the coins, remember, the purpose of the coin is to expedite reaction. This is like a catalyst to expedite that chemical reaction between the salt and the water with the air around them. Okay, so you put the metal inside, it will expedite the reaction. So in a way, if you put how many, it doesn't matter. Symbolically, we choose 6 is because 6 is 乾卦. Number 6 is 乾卦, is the strongest metal chi gua or element. And we want to lay it out in a round shape. You see here, this is like my own saltwater cure a few years ago. I used back the same photo. You see here, I put 6 of the coins, okay, in a round shape. Now again, why round shape? Again, symbolically, it represents the shape of metal. In Chinese metaphysics, every element has its shape. So round represents metal. So we put here symbolically in a round circle, 6 metal coins. Now, what metal coins? Use your own metal coins or the ancient coins. This is an ancient replica coins, not antique coins. If you have a real antique stuff, please don't put it there, because at the end of the day, okay, the whole coin chances is it will get totally tarnished. Okay, you won't be able to use it, or you won't be able to, in a way, make it as a highly sellable collectible anymore. So don't use your real antique coin. Use a lot outside there, very, very cheap, Taobao anyway, because what we need is we just need metal. That's it. All right. So if you can find these coins, it's the best, okay, because this is metal. Because this one is like, Bijitima is called what? This is what we call, our coins is made of what? It's not metal. It's a type of metal, but it's not like iron or whatever, okay. So, you know, like this sort of coins, right, the reaction is not as, like I would say, not as great comparatively to all these metal or thin metal plates, okay? So if you can find these coins, is the best. But you don't have, just use this, it's fine, okay? So what you need to do is, okay, you have to put the yang side of the coins facing up. So what is the yang side of the coins? Now, coins normally it comes with two sides. One of it is yang, one of it is yin. The yang side is the one with a lot of writings. They write there either like, you know, Singapore lah, or New Zealand lah, or Australia lah, or Malaysia lah, with the writing and the 50 cent lah, or the 20 cent or the 10 cent. The writing part is yang. The same thing as the ancient coins, the writing with the Chinese words, normally it comes with 4 Chinese words. It differs in different dynasty, okay? But the one that comes with the Chinese words is yang. The side that comes with a drawing or whatever, right, okay, that's yin. The side that comes with all like the drawings or whatever scenery or whatever, depending on your country, those is yin. So remember, we have to put the yang side with the writing side, okay, facing up. So we put that like 50 cent, 20 cent, okay, right? If you use 20 cent, use all 20 cent. If you use 50 cent, use all 50 cent. So you in a way try to roughly put it in a circle onto the surface of your saltwater cure, okay? Once it has reached its stable level, it means that you don't put first. You have to put all your salt first, put water, and make sure it's not sunking in first, okay? It is stabilized, okay? And then your water needs to rising slightly above the salt itself. You put the metal onto it in a round circle, okay? So if you put in the right formation, you see, okay, there's definitely a reaction that's going on. Now, you see this here, okay? Now, normally, I do not suggest to bury the metal, okay? If you see the metal on the surface, okay, that is like directly on the surface, touches with the water, it expedites the reaction. When it expedites, wherever you have the metal coins, okay, the chances is there you will see more reactions and the formations of a certain formations will form. Can you see? Like here, the metal coins is here. There's like almost like a line, bulkier, coming up. Another metal coin is here, the line is here. Another metal coin is here, the line is here. Another metal coin is here, the line is here. This metal coin is here, the line is there. Except for this one, you see, it is semi, in a way, buried. This one do not form a line. So you see that now. How do you see the forming or whatever, right? Okay, if you see at the end of the day, your saltwater cure grows, okay, but at the same time itself, right, okay, it has a certain crystalline formation. You know, this is like a crystalline formation. You have a certain pattern to it, okay? So if a certain pattern of it, it means good. The chi in that area is not much of a sa-chi, okay? Right, it's good. Right, but let's say if your saltwater cure, later you see examples, turn out it's like all out of shape everywhere. It means that that area purifies a lot of sa-chi or negative chi. So it's a good thing, you know, because it helps you to purify it. It's not as uniform. It's just like, remember this, what Emoto, the professor, Masaru Emoto, okay, the Japanese professor, okay, that do a test on water, okay, and snowflakes itself, where you use water and you put a lot of positive, loving energy, gratitude, and all that to the water, and then after that, you see the particle, the crystallized water formation, very beautiful, very in formation. Then after that, it puts a lot of emotions to another set of water, put in hatred, anger, frustrations, okay, all this into it. And then after that, it in a way sees the particle of the water itself, right? It is very totally out of shape. It doesn't form any specific shape, all right? So therefore, this is the same thing. It means that if your saltwater cure at the end of the day, right, everything turns like green, dirty, everything is like out of shape, it means that it has done a lot of work for you, okay? So when you remove it, give thanks, give gratitude, okay, and remove and discard it because it has taken on a lot of negative energy. That's why the formations, everything, it becomes so-called what we call ugly formation. But doesn't mean it's bad, right? It means that it is doing its work. All of you understand that? All right. So you see, when you form it correctly, right, you will be able to read from the saltwater formations inside. At the end of the day, that's why the Feng Shui masters is like in the olden days is like they will see right? They give you the homework, this is what you do, and then of course, okay, by the end of the year, they will come back and see, okay, your saltwater cure, all right? That's why like for like my Singapore clients and all that, which is like next week, I'm going to Singapore, okay, because every year we have annual Feng Shui clients that will come back and do annually, because these clients have no time to come for classes, right? They're busy with their work, they're busy with their high management level work and also business that they're doing, right? They just want, in the way, people like us to go there and just help me to do it, okay, and that's it. All right, so therefore, okay, for people like this, right, every time at the end of the year, we will look at the salt formation, and then we will see how it has turned out for us to know, oh, that house itself, probably a lot of sachi. Oh, the house itself, very nice, crystallized formation. At the end of the day, means not so much worry about sachi. Remember, every house has 5 yellow one. Every single house sure got 5 yellow. And this year itself, the 5 yellow is at the west. Every house has but doesn't mean every house is bad or the 5 yellow is really sachi, you know. It really depends on the environment, external chi as well. Because every house will have a 5 yellow, but doesn't mean that your house 5 yellow is really that aggressive 5 yellow. Alright, so that one is you do not know, then you have what we call a 5 yellow marker here, appease it, pacify it, and at the end you know, oh, so nice, it means that this house not much sachi. Okay, you know that you don't have to be in a way so stressful about. But let's say if the whole formation is out of form, later we'll see example, ugly shape or whatever, right? Oh, it means that, oh, a lot of sachi in this house, the saltwater cure has done a lot of work to in a way pacify all this chi. So far, all understand? Okay, all understand or not? Okay, can we install saltwater cure not only for the house but also in the corresponding sector in each room? No. Okay, you don't have to do that. Imagine like your house got 5 rooms and you have like, including your living room, you have like 5 and 6 saltwater cure. Please don't. Okay, and people will think that we are paranoid, right? People will think that Feng Shui now becomes this like a superstitious thing. Please don't. Okay, just do it on a small, a big tai chi enough already. Don't have to do it on a like relatively into like every room itself. Okay. So in a way that is like the whole house, later I will share with you, which other sector, just put a substantial big cure that ensure that it will help you to do the work. So you set up correctly is very important. You do all the small ones, it's like no use one, okay? Because it's like it's not going to really purify the whole entire area. Yes, Nicole? Okay. Can the metal be copper coins? Can. Yeah, but preferably tin coins. As thin as possible. Why? Because it also enhances that reaction. Remember, the coins are only for what? Catalyst. It expedites, it speeds up the oxidation process. You know, it gets rusty, okay? When it becomes rusty, right? There's an oxidation process is going on. It speeds it up. So it's supposed to, in a way, like what we call accelerated speed for that purifying sort of process to happen. All right? So now, okay, so you have understand this, okay, all of you so far, you have understand this. What if, now, fly fall inside, just leave it, okay, let it be. That's why you see all this, I see dirty and all this thing. I remember there was one year, the star, in a way, like, interviewed me about saltwater cure and asked me to send my saltwater cure. I sent, I have a strand of hair, not this one, okay, the previous one. Right, I have a strand of hair there. And then after that, right, they reply to me is like they have readers complaining to the star why they put up such an ugly photo. Why that whatever saltwater cure that I in a way share on my article has a strand of hair inside. All sorts of people around. Yeah, but it's okay, alright? I'm just sharing with you. All sorts of things. You have flies inside lah, your pets will fall inside lah, whatever it is, okay? If you can save, you save. You cannot save, let it be. Okay, let it mummified there, you don't worry. Okay, alright, it won't dissolve one. If your concentrations of salt is in a way high enough, it will just get mummified. That's all. Right? So don't ask me, it's like really, or there are people asking me if like in a way, what if my cat fall inside? I don't know how to answer you. So all of you here, we have 400 over people here. I hope you take this initiative to in a way learn properly how to set up the saltwater cure, understand the principle or the theory or the logic behind it, how does it work, okay? And then from now onwards, please do me a favor. The dog won't lick the saltwater cure one. It's extremely, in a way, like salty. I mean, my dogs won't go and lick it, okay? If your dog wants to lick it, I seriously don't know lah. I mean, you cordon off lor, you put a gate there lor. Do something, okay? Do something, alright? Either you, in a way, like cage the saltwater cure or you cage your dog. Shani Monica, okay? Really one. So I want over 400 over. If you're Gary, you don't laugh. I expect you to help me to, in a way, answer all this sort of question. Right? Because all these sort of questions is like when I read it, I feel like, oh, my heart ache, you know. It's like they don't understand. I understand. It's like, no, the way they ask it because they're just concerned, okay? But I don't have the energy to answer all these questions, okay? All right, right, okay? So I just want all of you here now, help me. Please help me whenever you see all these questions, help me to answer it so that I can have my time to do more research to share with you. All right, that is the energy exchange, because all these things has been sponsored to you in a way free, because all this has been sponsored by J Group. So what you need to do for me is, okay, please help me to answer all these sort of questions so that everyone can learn and grow together. All right, so now that you have in a way understand this, so the next thing is where to place it in 2024. Okay, so the next thing we bring this, okay, we need to understand, okay, firstly you need to have your floor plan. Well, you need to understand your house, your home. You have to have a floor plan and you have to roughly identify where's the center of your house. Example, roughly here, the center of your house, okay? So depending on your floor plan, if you do not know how to identify the center of your house, okay, don't worry. We have a company number. WhatsApp to the company number. Find Nicole and ask her to quote you on a full Feng Shui audit. Gong Yu and myself will be delightful to go to your house to find your central point for you, with a substantial amount of fees. Get it? Better get it. All right? Okay? I'm giving it to you free so that you don't have to pay so much, okay, to get all these things from us. But if you're so afraid that you cannot get it, oh, where's the center? I don't know how to identify the center. My house is not square, you know, I've missing corner on the things. If you're unsure, engage your service. Professional service. All right, I might not be able to cater to you, but Kong Yu will be able to cater to you. Okay, we'll send someone to your house. Even Chang Feng can do that because Chang Feng helped J Group to do a lot of other things. Okay, all you need to do, if you don't want to in a way learn it properly, pay money. That's all. Okay, all right, so all you need to do, find the center, roughly the center of your house, okay, and you stand at the center of your house to find where is your 5 yellow and your 2 black star. Now remember this year, highly recommended 5 yellow is a must. Put a saltwater cure there. The 2 black star is optional. 2 black star, they call it an illness star, but I call it a star of accumulation. All right, so 2 black, remember all these stars are powerful stars. It's just that when we are not ready, it becomes something that we are scared of. Okay, so 2 black stars, you see everything, 2 black star, flying star, Feng Shui on the internet, it comes at illness star, illness star, illness star. Okay, 5 yellow star, 5 yellow flying star, Feng Shui, it comes out disastrous, catastrophe, okay, right, troublesome, all this terrible name, okay. But trust me, I named 5 yellow the brightest star, okay. The 2 black star is a star of accumulation. 2 black is an earth star, and earth is accumulations, you know, all your precious things comes from earth. Your platinum, your gold, your silver, your diamond, your crystals, your gemstones, okay, everything comes from earth. How come earth is an illness star? Earth is only an illness star if you cannot let go. You see, earth is accumulation, but whatever comes needs to go. Flow, okay? All earth needs to flow. If the earth on our land is not flowing, those are not fertile earth. You see, the earth, right, you need to plow it, then only you put your seeds of your plants inside. Whatever trees you want to plant, you plow it first, loosen it up, okay, so that the air flows, and then you plant your seed, right? Okay? So if your earth is so dense and so solid, okay, that it cannot flow, the things inside cannot flow, now it becomes what? Dense concrete, hardened. Nothing can grow. No Sheng Qi. That's why it becomes an illness star. Because illness star means that, okay, in TCM or Chinese medicine, means that illnesses comes from what? Stagnations of Qi. When something is stagnate within us, what dou bang they call it, stagnate, over time it becomes an illness. So a 2 black star for people who cannot handle means that these people cannot let go. Hoarding, paperback cannot throw. Magazine, newspaper cannot throw, right? The clothes, okay, right, from like 20 years ago where you cannot wear anymore, cannot throw. Everything cannot throw. You keep on keeping to all this qi, what happens to the qi of the house? It becomes stagnant. So when the qi becomes stagnant, it becomes a illness star. Remember that, okay? So therefore, 2 black star is not a bad thing, but it has a tendency to, in a way, create stagnation for people who are not ready to let go. Therefore, we want to appease it, just in case for your household, people cannot let go. So we appease it so that not so easily forsake. Alright? So this 2 black star is optional. If you want to do it, you set up 2 saltwater cure. If not, pay priority only to the 5 yellow. Understand? But if your house got old people, got people who constantly forsake or whatsoever, you want to purify the chi more, then you put 2 places. All of you understand? So how do you put the location? So you look at into the next particular sharing information. Okay, so you need to know is, this year where is the 5 yellow? So the 5 yellow this year is in the west. West, there are 3 sectors. West 1, West 2, and West 3. The whole entire west is a 5 yellow star. Okay, but I want you to put your saltwater cure at West 1 location only. Don't put West 2, don't put West 3. West 1. I know some of you, if West is missing, how? West got 3 sector. You see if the whole tree is missing. If the whole tree missing, then forget about putting law. Missing, then put what law, right? Okay, if missing, no need to put law. If it's there and intact or it's just a weakened corner, then put your in a way saltwater cure onto West 1. How to find West 1? Now you see. How do you take direction? Remember, wait, before you go there, stand at the center of your house. Remember this? Stand at the center of your house. Stand at the center of your house. In case you miss this, you watch the repeat. Repeat a few times. Stand at the center of your house. Take out your compass, your phone compass, and turn. See the next one. Okay? Turn until what degree? Until you reach West 1 Keng Matter direction. Degree 247.5 up to 262.5. To be safe, take a midpoint, the middle point to be safe, just in case, okay? So 255, you stand at the center of your house, turn until 255, somewhere around there, stop. And look straight right in front of you. Where is that direction? Because that is your West 1 direction. Understand? All good? Okay, then come back to the floor plan. So assumingly, you are standing right at the center of your house here. You turn, okay, and then you have the 24 mountains. Now you find that your West 1 is this direction. So all you need to do is, on the given date and time later, you go to this direction, whatever you have here. This is the kitchen, this is on top of the cabinet. Put on top of the cabinet. Do not hide your 5 yellow. See, logic will teach you already. You don't even have to ask, can I put inside the cabinet or not? Don't. For aesthetic purposes, if you think, put outside very ugly, then don't put at all. If you think it's ugly, don't put. Alright? But don't hide it, because you see, now you understand the theory, the principle of how saltwater works. It's supposed to purify your air, right? You want to purify, you put there, but you go in put in the enclosed area inside the cabinet and shut it. You purify what? You purify your cabinet only. Okay? So do not put it under a enclosed area. Open up so that it can in a way purifies the air around that area. 255, you measure it's up here. Can you see here? Cabinet here, got space here. Set a saltwater cure here on a given date and time for your 5 yellow West 1 location. Following so far? Understand? So now, what if I want to put the 2 black star? So simple. 2 black star, okay, this year is in the southeast direction or sector. So all you need to do is stand at the center of your house, okay, and then bring out your compass again, all right, and then you turn. Where is the southeast tree or the snake sector? This is optional. If you want to put it for the 2 black, okay, you can put this optional. You don't want, just put the West 1 enough. Understand? So this is optional. I repeat, midpoint 150 degree. So you stand at the center of your house, turn until you reach 150 degrees southeast. Stop. Look in front of you, holding your phone in front of you. That is your southeast tree snake sector. Okay, understand? So you go back to your floor plan. And imagine now you're standing at the center of your house, somewhere around here, with the 24 mountain ring superimposed on top. And then you see that, okay, your 150 degree goes into this direction. And then you just have to walk all the way towards the extreme corner. Don't put it here. Don't put it here. Go onto the perimeter of your house. Okay? Go up to the extreme corner of that level of your house. Go to the extreme corner of that level of your house and put a salt water cure here in this location on the given date and time. Alright? How many kg of salt should I put? I couldn't read your name. Okay? Right? Can someone answer that question? how many kg of salt should you put? Can anyone answer that question? Can anyone tell for sure how many kg you have to put? You can't tell because it depends on how big is your vase. Brian was so cute. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I mean, I have to explain it because every year I explain, people just don't get it. This is like really teaching all of you because it could be the first time you're doing this. I understand. Okay, so remember, how big is your vase? If your vase is like my size, of course, more salt lah. If your vase is like Nicole's size, so tiny, puny, of course, lesser salt lah. So no, you're Luna, okay? I hope you all don't get offended, okay? I'm just trying to teach you, okay? So that at least now everyone remembers, okay? Right, you just have to put it depending on the size of your vase. If your vase is bigger, then you need more salt. If your vase is smaller, then you, in a way, need less salt. It really depends, all right? Okay? Yes, Prani Kong, thank you. The salt amount depends on the jar size, all right? So I repeat myself, put it at West 1. This one is highly recommended. Southeast 3, this is optional. Should you put it like in a way inside a cabinet? No. Should you put it into something is in a way even underneath a table or above table better? If you can put above table, put above table. If it's too big, too heavy, cannot put above table, then put underneath table. It's okay as long as it's not close up enclosure. Then it's fine. All right. So if you feel that it's too ugly, okay, to put somewhere, like say it could be in your living room or it could be in your toilet. If it's a toilet, put in the toilet. But make sure that your toilet door is open now. You wash your toilet one ma. Your toilet is not smelly one ma. Okay, so you open your toilet door so that this purifying salt water cure can purify. But sometimes you see the degree of this West one is this big, you know, right? Your toilet may be up to here, but at the side, if there any more space to put at the side there, you can put at the side. All right. So we just remember. Don't put, if it's in the toilet, put in the toilet, but don't close the toilet door. Okay, so let it purify to make sure your toilet is clean and not smelly. That's all. Understand? Okay? So, right, bedroom can. Why not? Okay, this is bedroom. Put it there. Right? You can put in the bedroom. No problem. I know. Some people will say, huh? But people say it's like, cannot put water in the bedroom. Well, why? Because they say activation cannot be in the bedroom. Right? Okay, so seriously, this salt water cure in a way is very solid, it's very calming. Okay, the activations in a way you cannot even see it one. But over a year, you know something has happened. It is so in a way discreet, it's so in a way almost invisible. Okay, it's just like your plant, you cannot see it grow one. But over a year, you know it has grown substantially. But you cannot see, oh, today grow 1 millimeter already. You can't see it. But over time, you know it has grown. The salt water cure also do the same thing, very subtle. So you can put in your bedroom, no problem. Even water activations, I tell you all, okay, water activations for a 1 day put there, you can also activate bedroom. Who say? I say one. Okay, if you follow me, you follow teacher Jessie, trust me, put in your bedroom, overnight, 1 night, 1 whole day, no problem one. Okay, that's what I mean. In a way, activation in the bedroom, no issues one. Okay, because every now and then you will activate your bedroom anywhere. Okay, you will turn la over your Kama Sutra la, everything comes out in your bedroom. Don't lie to me, I know one. Okay, that is activation, right? Okay, right, and that's water activation. You know, Kama Sutra is water element. All right, so always remember now. Don't ask me again what a bedroom can put or not. Definitely can. All right, even better because you sleep with it, purifying the energy in your bedroom. All right, so remember all these answers so that from now onwards, you know all of you are my representative of saltwater cure. Okay, you becomes a teacher to people who do not understand this. Some people will say that, why so stupid put saltwater cure? Now you can understand and then you can explain to them. Okay, it has some backup theory to it. It's how it works because in a way, right, it contains sodium, which is a highly, I would say, silver material, sort of like highly reactive metal, okay, that somehow has these reactions, has a histories of ancient times over like 5,000, 6,000 years ago, has been used in different ancient civilization, including the Hindus, including the Chinese, including the Egyptians or the Greece and all that, okay, has been even proven record up to now. It has a high cleansing and purification sort of like in a way quality in it. That's why we use it to purify the air. Okay, so why put the coins in? The coins is symbolically to put 6 because of Qian Gua, only symbolic. Can you put 7? Can. Accidentally put 5 only, can or not? Can. But normally we do not want to put 5 ma, because 5 yellow ma. Symbolically we do not want to enhance that symbol. That's all. But accidentally put already won't die one. Don't worry. Okay. Alright. So it's okay. Alright. But if you can, be careful. Put 6 then don't have to worry. Put in a round. Symbolically represents metal element. That's all. So by now you understand, okay, how to set up this saltwater cure. Any coins, okay, any coins, okay. But of course, you put the lower currency or the cheaper coins up, because at the end of the day, you will lose your coin. Your coin might not be able to use anymore, okay. Right. So in a way, if you are a Malaysian working in Singapore, so you use Malaysian coin lah, Singapore times 3.5 okay. Right. You see, it's like, you know, even you put 20 cents already times 3.5 is like much higher, right? Okay, so you put the cheaper coins up, because all you need is just metal. You put metal plate inside also can one. Just round metal plate put inside can already, right? That's why you put those replica Chinese ancient coin is the best. It's so cheap, right? You buy like one bundle like that, right? Every year use 6, every year use 6, can already. All right. So any questions that I need to cater to? Okay, right? So now over the year, your saltwater cure will dries up. All right. So when it dries up, you slowly, gently add water. You don't go there, it's a 5 yellow ma. You don't go and ping pang and go add water. Don't lah. Like imagine this 5 yellow is supposed to be your big king of the jungle sleeping there, you know. Your lion is there. If you know a lion so fierce is sleeping there, you go in also, you gently add water and you come out lor. You just don't go in there, pling plang, gang say I'm see okay? Right? You go and wake the lion up, the lion bite you, you don't cry lah, okay? You go there gently, I'm not disturbing you, I'm gently adding water, only add water, then okay lor. Alright? So how many coins to put? Stephanie, watch replay. Okay, all this has been in a way shared. Remember? Okay, I answer you lah. 6 coins. Watch replay. Watch from the beginning until the end. Now, I know I talk very slowly. When you watch replay, remember, you can, in a way, choose your playback speed. Choose your playback speed onto ×2. Then 1 hour content, it can finish in half an hour. Okay, that's how you do it. So now take a look at different coins. Okay, so these are the sample of some saltwater cure, okay, of those of you who shared on my, in a way, Facebook comment. Oh yeah, date and time first. Sorry, I've not shared the date and time. Sorry. Okay, date and time first. Okay, so auspicious installation date this year is on the 27th of January. Now, I only have this date because I'm doing it for myself. All right, so don't ask me for another date if you cannot make this date. If you cannot make it, don't install. Okay, so you say, oh, I cannot make it. Okay, maybe you can pay Gong Yu to try to choose another date for you, but don't pay me. I'm not going to take this job. I hate date selection. It's not easy, okay, to select a date. It takes up a lot of my time. I select this, my own use. So I'm sharing it with you. You cannot use this, then forget about it. Don't put up any saltwater cure, or you ask Gong Yu to do a date selection for you, okay, to specifically choose for you a date for your saltwater cure. All right, so now 27th of January is a Saturday, it's a remove day. You have 2 time option. The best time is 5:30 a.m. If you can do whatever it takes, 5:30 a.m. is the best time for you to install West 1 and South East 3. So what you need to do is you go West 1, set up first from 5:30 a.m. Set up already, probably you finish, it's almost like 6 o'clock, and then you go to the South East 3 and set up. If you do only West 1, then only set up West 1. 5:30 is the best. What if I 5:30 set up already? I very slow, very slow. By the time I finish, it's already like in a way like 8 o'clock. It's okay. Continue with your Southeast 3. It's okay one. As long as you initiate on that time, you take 1 entire day to set up also, never mind. Just continue on until you fully set it up. Okay? Alright, so 5:30 is the first option. Second option, in case some of you Saturday have to wake up so early, cannot wake up so early. Then you wake up 7:30 to set up for the, in a way, second, I would say, option for the time. Jessie, Saturday is our only time to sleep late. 7:30 also cannot. Then don't set up. Okay, you wake up at 12. Can I set up 12? Also cannot if you want to. Okay, I give you the 2 best timing. As long as you cannot follow this, you still do it within 27th of January, still set up. Oh, it's 27th January cannot, 28 can or not, up to you. Whatever day also can. You ask me, everything also can. Okay, all right. So if you want the best date and time, this is the best date and time. All right. So this is the degree. This is the midpoint. It clash monkey. So does it mean that, oh, monkey, I'm living alone, I'm monkey, or then how? You can also set up. Remember, clash you also can set up, but be careful. Okay, why? It clash you is a good date. It clash you just means that on that day, probably you might not be able to concentrate. Too early in the morning, you wake up, okay, you're still sleepy, and then you accidentally, in a way, break the glass jar. And you accidentally cut yourself by picking up the broken glass. Then clash you not so good lah. But as long as you are careful, then it will be fine. Even though if you're a monkey, okay? Setup means start the sort adding process or can prepare beforehand. Now you prepare beforehand, not at that setup. Alan, okay? You prepare beforehand, okay? Beforehand is like out of that setup, but you don't put everything in because it will be too heavy. You can put a bit of salt first, okay? And then on the time, then you put the whole thing onto that sector, okay? You only activate that sector on the time. So 5:30, maybe you put a bit first, like just now I show you, just put a bit first, okay? And then on the time itself, then you place it onto the exact location and you top up with the rest of the salt. Keep topping up, keep pressing it, keep even up, press up until like almost to the rim. Add water. If the salt sinks down, okay, then you add more salt again until it, in a way, will not sink anymore and in a way stabilize at almost 1 inch or 2 inch right at the rim, okay? Then once everything has stabilized, the water needs to be slightly above the surface of the salt and you put the 6 coin on top of it. Understand? Alright, so now, okay, that you have seen this, right? So my house got lower ground floor, but the entrance at ground floor and have the first upper floor. So set the entrance ground floor, yes. Right? If you have like a few stories, always at the ground floor. And then some of you, oh no, my ground floor is like a basement wall. But it comes out, right? My first floor, you know, some house like that. My first floor is a real living room. Then myself, first floor. If you're unsure, what's the best thing is you got 3 floors, set up 3 floors. Hey, better be safe than sorry, right? Okay, so do whatever it takes. Try to think. All of you remember, you have the answer within you one. Okay, so don't be fearful. Okay, remember, don't be fearful. We do whatever. We have to make decisions. We have to empower ourselves to make decisions. Well, like this kind of not, like that kind of not. You're so disempowered. Why are we talking about mastering destiny? Sort out a salt water cure. Also so scared already. Well, if wrong already, how? If like this, how to empower yourself to in a way master your destiny? Make that decision. I empower you. Okay, so really make that decision. Okay, so which level you want? I'm not sure. Both levels also put okay, right? If you're sure, then put the ground floor. The ground floor is like where the earth chi strongest. All right, okay, so once you have seen this, okay, screenshot this, remember this, okay, then take a look at last year's saltwater cure. Okay, right? All of you have sent in this. Okay, maybe you remove the title, then you can see those names again. All right, so in a way, like last year's Ching Ting one SP Ngoi, okay, that this one is like very clean. Okay, so this one you can see, right, this one has grown up. You see the saltwater have grown. It will automatically grow like this one. Okay, so we'll see all this. All has grown up. Now it means that this one has done a lot of purifying process. Can you see the colors and then very uneven? Okay, the how to say the formation. This one also, you see how uneven the whole thing is. Okay, when it's like very, I would say like uneven. Okay, it means that it has done a lot of work for you. Be grateful towards it. Okay, Colette one also is like nicely, but the color also is a bit out. Means like a lot of purifications has happened. You see, a lot of growth of salt at the side of it. Okay, you see the next one. Okay, right? The next one, Susim's one. You see, okay, this is clean. All right. Overall now, the lesser, the cleaner it is. It means that lesser needs lah. Why I know now? You see this one, best of both worlds. Can you see all the metal plates? Well, on the same good day and time, put the metal plates on. Can you see Soim also? The metal plates and the saltwater cure. No harm, Why do you need to choose one while you can have 2? Okay? If like at the end of the day, people ask you, hey, you got 2 opportunities to make money, which one should I take? Take 2 lah. Right? Don't choose one. Okay? So if I can put 2, put 2. Okay? If you want to choose one only, then you listen to the logic behind it, then you in a way make your own decision. Now this one also done a lot of work. You see the purifying process and all that. You see all the salt have really grown, okay, extensively. Alright, see next one. Right, you can see it's like very beautiful one. It has grown. This one also, you see, grow until the plate here. Oh, one more thing. Remember, sorry, I missed this out. Very, very important. Line your floor. If you put on the cabinet or you put on the floor, right, you have to put a plate, a metal plate. Even metal plate also underneath, you have to put a carpet or something, because this salt will grow. Can you see it grows and it grows, right? Even on the floor itself, okay, right? It will grow up to the level that it will in a way tarnish your floor. Right? If your floor is wooden floor or even marble floor, right, it will tarnish it because it's highly, I would say at the end of the day, highly corrosive. Okay, like hydrochloric acid is like will be forming. So your floor is like, it can be like very nice, beautiful finishing, right? If you never line it properly, at the end of the day, it will actually leave like a, I would say like a whitened part or a tarnished part on your floor itself. Even if you put a metal plate, remember underneath the metal plate, you have to put a carpet. Why? Because the stainless steel metal plate, if you buy in Zhongkok Feng, all this cheap, like in a way plated stainless steel metal plate, right? After 1 year, right, the whole metal plate will be corroded, okay? And it can even like got holes into it also, okay? So it will in a way affect, okay, underneath your flooring. So remember, protect your flooring. Again, protect your flooring. If anything happens to your beautiful, expensive floor, don't come and claim from me, okay? So you can see that this one has done a lot of work. Right, a lot of like purification sort of like process, okay, have happened, okay, to this sort of like salt. So over time itself, right, okay, these are the things, because it tells you, even though you cannot see it every day, you know, but over time you just will be able to know that it is doing its work by having a reaction. Remember, over the years itself, you put, right, January 27, you put, maybe by February it dries up. Slowly, gently add water. Slowly, gently add water. Gently add water. So you see here, okay, Amy Gore one is like very beautiful. Like Christina Ang one also very nice, evenly, like in a way grown, okay, and very beautiful. Beautiful means, right, the chi is not that bad around that area, okay, because it's very even. The chi is very even. All right, so if you see like somehow it's out of alignment one, the one I'm blocking here, I see, okay, some side bigger, some side smaller, everything is like out of alignment. It's not like a beautifully, like in a way, like crystallized formation. It means that area, it has done a lot of clearing for you. All right, so now, someone asked me on Facebook, okay, right, I saw this, I say like, okay, the salt, okay, when I removed it, can I reuse it? Now, can someone answer me? After you put 1 year of this salt to help you to, in a way, how to say, purifies all the negative chi in that particular area, do you want to reuse the salt? I seriously don't understand how do you even reuse the salt. Do you dry it first, okay, all right, or in a way, and then after that just reuse it? All right, can someone please help me to answer, right? Can you reuse the salt after 1 year? No, okay, do not reuse the salt. The coins, if it's like in a way all still beautiful, you can reuse it, no problem. But let's say the coins, okay, I have one more example. The coins is like totally in a way like corroded. The next photo, okay, right? Can you see this? Now, if this is the case, throw away the coins, okay? Just if the case like this, right, just throw away the coins. Don't reuse it anymore, right? But you see, this setup is what I want to bring up. This is the one, I'm not sure. This is like on the table, okay, right? Because this looks like a tabletop, okay? And this is like a bowl of dry salt with a lot of like particles on it. Now, this is not a saltwater cure. Nikita, remember, you want to set up a saltwater cure, follow the whole entire video again, all right? I mean, in a way, I understand probably this is your first time doing it. You have missed out some parts, okay, right? So it's okay. But this year, if you want to do it, do not set up a saltwater cure like this, okay? This is just merely like a bowl of salt out in the open for 1 year that a lot of hair and dust have in a way dropped onto it. That's all. This is not going to help anything. And this is the part where people say, it's like in a way, if you tell people, oh, this is my Feng Shui remedy, saltwater cure, Jessie Lee say one, I'm going to kill all of you, okay? If you do a saltwater cure like this, right, don't quote my name, right? That's why like, people will be laughing at us, okay? Why? It's like, how like this? It's like, what is the logic behind this, okay? So remember, this year I've shared with you, okay, how to properly set up a saltwater cure. So don't do this saltwater cure anymore. Remember, no porcelain, no plastic, no stainless steel, okay? Glass jar or vase. Okay, the opening needs to be big enough, not a bowl, okay, not a glass bowl either, okay? So remember that, because it's not going to work. So if you're going to set up a glass saltwater cure with just a glass or your salad bowl, please don't do it. Don't do a saltwater cure with your salad bowl from IKEA, okay? So Please don't. All right? If you do it, then you just don't quote me. That's it. Okay. All right. Can you put a wood plate under the vase? Anything. Anything. You want to put metal. Why I asked to put metal? Because metal chi is weakening the 5 yellow ma. So metal is better lor. You want to put wood plate also can. You want to put like in a way like floor mat, everything as long as you protect your floor. But remember, don't put red color. Imagery wise, symbolically red represents fire. Fire enhance earth, it enhances the 5 yellow. So we do not want that image. So just do not put. For us, we put a white round carpet, okay, underneath the floor, and then we put a round stainless steel metal plate, and then we put our saltwater cure on top. Okay? Alright, so now that you have listened to this, okay, I know many of you, we talk about 27th of January is very, very important date. It's the last remove day of the year. The final day for us to once and for all remove all what we call negative chi, negative energy, or buang sui. They say, okay, remove all, or say heavy energy within us. So on the 27th of January, I have a series of workshop and the whole entire day, right? Because that is a very important day, very good day itself for us not only do this saltwater cure for the home, but also in a way preparations for our physical body energetically to prepare ourselves for the new year, for the arrival of the dragon year, or the opening of the dragon gate. All right. So on this day itself, okay, right, is a day that I've dedicated to 3 workshops, and every one of these workshops itself only have 22 slots available. Physical workshop means me, Kong Yu, Nicole, and my team will be there to work on you energetically, okay, to help you not only to purify your house. In the morning, once you purify your house, right, okay, you set up saltwater cure, then you come into a physical workshop, only 3, and every studio, every workshop, only 22 physical slots. The first one, sacred release, preparing for period 9 with breath work and sound healing. So we're going to use different selected bowls, different ways of breath work to help us not now only do the house feng shui, but our physical body chi. To expel all negative, I would say in a way, energies, okay, so that we are ready to receive the new energy on the last remove day of the year. So this is happening 9:30 a.m. to 12 noon, okay, in our studio, Soleil Trinity Studio. It's in PJ Bandar Utama, okay. So this one, when you sign up, we will share with you the exact locations and also the address, all right. It's very convenient, parking, everything, indoor parking, right, touch and go parking. So only 22 slots. And then afternoon, okay, some of you sign up 3 together. So after 12, we go out for lunch, light lunch, and come back 2:30. You have sound waves of letting go, healing the inner child. A lot of times we have a lot of shit within us. So many homework, so many, in a way, heavy energies that have been accumulated, right, in a way, since our childhood time, up to where we are now. That's why we have so much of all this heavy energy that, in a way, is not cleared. New abundance cannot come in. So this particular workshop is dedicated to clear whatever mentality, beliefs, okay, fear, heavy energies that gotten into us subconsciously. We do not even aware of it. So you come to this workshop for us to help us to understand what are this, and then help us to, in a way, release this and heal that inner child within us. This is happening 2:30 to 5 p.m. And the last session on the night of 27, 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., okay, is a symphony of sound and oracle. It means that this particular session is to help us to release and realign for the dragon year. So this particular night itself, it will be oracle reading. That's why we only have 22 people. We'll do an oracle card reading to see what are the things you still need to work on, okay? You still need to pay emphasis on, all right? And then after that, it will be a whole symphony of sound, release, healing, and realignment for yourself to help you prepare yourself for the upcoming year, okay? So this is happening on the 27th of January. Very good date. 22 slots per session. I also have 2 sessions happening on the first day official of period 9 and the first day official of the Wood Dragon Year, which is on the Lapchun day, 4th of February, early morning 9:30 to 12 p.m. Okay, power up for Dragon Year, energize and manifest with breath work and sound. So this one is in a way to help us manifest. Remember, spring to manifest, and then in a way for the autumn itself is for us to harvest. Spring is to, in a way, do the seeding and manifestation. Autumn, it will become a realization. So this is a manifestations workshop itself to help us using breath work, opening up our blockage of the chakras and manifest for abundance in the year of the dragon year. And then after that, followed by a night event, 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Okay, also at the studio, also limited to 22 per session itself, is the Breath of Dragon with sound alchemy and also oracle reading. And this oracle reading itself is in a way to look into the year. In a way, this is to look into like what we need to still release and let go. This is to look into like the new year itself. What are you expecting into the new year in this new opening of the period 9 and also the dragon gate in this dragon year? What is it that you need to take significance? What is the message, okay, from the divine? So we will also in a way do a oracle reading. Alright, so this one you have to understand, and then again I have another thing happening tomorrow night, which is the Atma Bowl series online launch. We have launched this physically last Saturday. Many of you have bought the bowls, okay? And then tomorrow we are doing an online launch, okay, for people who cannot make it last Saturday. If you're in Singapore, other countries, wherever you are, because these bowls have worldwide shipping. It means that every single bowl of my Atma Bowl series are specifically in a way made, tailor-made. Alright, it is made to measure. Whatever bowls that we in a way will share with you tomorrow night, you want to understand what is Atma Bowl series. Atma just represents soul, the fundamental, the life itself, the essence itself. You go into this link, okay, and you can in a way register for a free online Zoom session to understand more about all these crystal bowls that's been specially selected and curated. Atma Bowl series, the meaning of it is in the link itself, you read about it. Because Atma, if it's spelled reverse, is Amta. Amta represents death. So this is in a way about the soul, life and death, yin and yang. Right, so the series of the bowl here is to help us to in a way work within ourselves energetically. And the bowls, these are the bowls also in a way highly recommended for you to do some Feng Shui activations, especially for recalibrations and also realignment of your earth chi, okay, that's given during our annual Feng Shui and astrology talk. If you have missed that talk, you can still in a way always purchase the replay link and listen back to it, because there are series of good dates for you to do activations on. Okay, so 18th of January, tomorrow, Thursday, 8 p.m. Malaysia time. It is Zoom online. It is free. If you want to understand more about the crystal bowl, how crystal bowl works, what's the difference between crystal bowls and Tibetan in a way meta bowls itself, join me on this session. Okay, and we also have on this weekend, many of you have signed up. I think we are expecting, do we have 100 over 200? I'm not sure. At least 100 over to 200, okay? 200 over. 200 over participants have signed up for this, happening this weekend. And the good news I want to share with you, for the first time, I'm going to delve deeper into period 9 and Li Gua. Even though if practitioners, I've not shared this in-depth detail about Li Gua before this. Now, finally, we are opening up into the period 9, Li Gua. What are the things besides just like middle-aged people, okay? Besides just in a way technologies or the advancement, besides its meaning of fire or whatsoever, okay? What deeper meaning of Li Gua, and then every 12 months hexagram or I Ching of every 12 months itself to do the predictions for us to make better informed decisions to plan our year, okay? Right, work ahead. So if you're interested in this to in a way master your destiny by planning ahead, power up your 2024, this is a session for you where you will have your personalized Feng Shui activation, teach you how to do it, how to look into the 3 treasures or the sample of your own house or your office, look into the 12 months of I Ching or hexagram, okay, of your house itself, and also look into your own parts to see how to maximize in 2024, which are your best month, what to focus on, how to utilize it. And of course, you also have the whole entire calendar for 2024 where it has been made in a way for you to select all the special dates. Every date itself has been labeled. Good for, in a way, contract, good for business, good for health, good for prayers, good for spiritual like purposes or whatever, because this course will also teach you how to use these dates, okay, in relation to your personal party. A good date can be good for almost everyone, but a good date can be specifically good for yourself. depending on your party. How to match this and learn how to select a good date based on this whole year, okay, of the calendars that's given to you, to in a way connect it to your own personalized parcel for different endeavor. Then this is also covered in this 3 days course, starting on this Saturday, ending on Monday itself. Okay, so if you're interested, you can still also in a way join us. 10:42, 1 hour 40 minutes, saltwater cure. All right, so I assume all of you is like have absolute clarity on how to in a way create saltwater cure, how to set it up, when you should set it up. Why some of you in a way, if you're unwilling to do whatever it takes, then you can just forget about setting it up and all the things. I assume all of you has already know that. Thank you so much. If you have not helped me to share this session out, please help me to share this session out so that it can reach more people, so that more people can listen back to this and they don't have to ask me the same questions that I've answered, okay, before. All right, so if any of you have learned this, if you see any of those questions, if you know the answer, please help me to answer them, okay? All right, if not, those of you who have asked me questions that can be retrieved from this particular Facebook Live, I will not answer you, okay? No matter how, in a way, you send message or you send private message or you comment on my post, okay? I am still going to ignore you. All right, so thank you so much, okay, to all of you. Yeah, I can really talk. Thank you so much to all of you. Okay, I know it's late. Thank you for staying put. Okay, if you have not helped me to share this out, please help me to share this out. I hope that now at least not just follow any Feng Shui remedy. Okay, not just because I ask you to do and you set it up, but understand why are you setting it up. Understand how it works so that when people question you, right, you can in a way confidently tell them why I do this. It's not, I don't know what people say do, I do lor. Right? Don't live a life like that, because if you live a life like that, you will never ever going to master your destiny. Any highly successful people in the world won't do something just because people ask me do, I do lor. No. They fully take charge of their life, fully empowered and make a decisions based on their own logical deductions and also whatever that in a way makes sense to them. Alright, so and I want all of you to be that type of person. Not the type of person is like, everyone do, I do lor. Not that type of person. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so hopefully I'll see, right, some of you tomorrow. I think it's like about 200 over have registered. Come to my Atma bowl series launch. I have been scouting for this series of bowls for the longest time. I finally found, I would say, highly recommend this crystal bowls, okay, which is like in a way now that I'm in a way putting it into the market. It can be shipped worldwide, okay, so please do join me tomorrow night to understand more about it, including those of you who have bought, like Andrew and all that. Some of you have bought the crystal bowl. Join me as well, because that day on Saturday I have limited time to explain about it, okay. So tomorrow night I can really take my time to explain to you every single bowl, its function, okay, why that bowl and why you should get it, and what's the difference for that bowl comparatively to the Tibetan sort of like singing bowl. All right, so thank you so much. Bye-bye. Good night. Remember, if you have not helped me share, please share this Facebook Live out. Thank you so much. All right, bye-bye. Good night.